Welcome to Hockey Off the Turf. I'm your host, Beanie Sliker. Usually I have my co-host, Mary Workeyser, here with me, but she's in Europe on a 3-week vacation. So please welcome my co-host, Teresa Platt.
Hello.
Hello. Teresa retired last year. She was the field hockey coach at Tallwood High School for 24 years, and she also is an official. That's the reason I have her on today. Plus, she's just nice. First thing we're going to do is top 10 in the 757. Lots of interesting games over the past 2 weeks. Sadly, some games got canceled yesterday because of the rain. I'm going to go through my top 10 and some games, and you can kind of chime in when you want to.
Absolutely.
Okay, number one. Last week I had at Cox. This week I put NA, Norfolk Academy, mainly because they beat Cox 4-1.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I like it.
Number two, I still have Tab, even though I've yet to see them play. I really don't even know who they've played. I've talked to a couple of officials over there, and I don't think they've played anyone difficult. So it's just hard to rank them. But I can't unrank them. Number three, I have Cox. I know they lost to NA 4-1, but I talked to Scotty Tyson. He said it was a great game. I also saw their Richmond Collegiate game, which also was a great game, and they lost 3-2, but they still think they're right there. At number four, I have Hickory. They jumped up, maybe 6 spots. They are 5-0. They beat Nansman River 5-4. It was on grass, but still, they beat them 5-4.
Yeah,
that's a lot of goals. Number 5, I have Pocosin. I'm not sure if they've been tested, but they are playing. Who are they playing? Tab here soon. Number 6, I have Great Bridge. They were supposed to play Nansman River last week, and it got canceled. So I'm sure this is going to end up changing a little bit.
They don't play them until the 30th, which I'm going to be officiating that game.
Oh, when's the 30th? 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Oh, it's here.
Here at the
It's
turf.
here. Okay. Maybe I can. It's a late game too, right?
Yep.
So maybe I can make that. All right. Number 7, I have Nansman River. I actually had their game last week, even though they did lose 5 seniors who are all playing D1 now. They still look pretty good. They look okay. They played a team that didn't really challenge them, so I think watching them play an NA game or a team like a Hickory would have been good for me. Number 8, I have Gloucester. I really don't think I don't know who they played either. But when I did see them play in the Gloucester Jamboree, they looked decent. Number 9, who jumped up, is Catholic. They tied First Colonial 0-0. And talking to both those officials, Catholic got the better end of it. They just couldn't score. First Colonial has a really good goalie.
Okay.
And then number 10, I have First Colonial. Teams to watch, I have Kellam. Kellam lost to FC 2-0. They lost to Nansman River in overtime. So I think they've got some potential there. They're decent. And then I also have York. I don't know much about them, but I did have them also in the Gloucester Jamboree, and they looked pretty good. Okay, now our first Chick Parm Play of the Week, sponsored by Il Giardino. This goes to a Hickory senior, center midfielder. She has 6 goals and 3 assists on the season, which matches her total all last season. Her coach, Ashley Weaver, says Siri was a staple presence at all these practices even before she was voted captain by her team. She was one of the few the team went into without hesitation. She's a blessing to have on the team for many reasons that I can say. I know the future is wide open for Siri, and I can't wait to watch her crush it. Congrats to Erin Siri. Any thoughts on the top 10? Or any schools that you want to mention?
I can't think of any other schools to mention because I'm right with you pretty much. I am impressed with Hickory this year, and I have Great Bridge coming up. So I don't know. It's pretty solid. I think it's pretty well rounded. It'd be interesting to see the Pocosin and Tab game and see how it all pans out.
I think the NA Nansman River game as well.
Yes.
And NA, which is interesting to me because I know they lost a ton of people as well. And it's interesting to me that they beat Cox 4-1. I would love to have seen that game because what they have been struggling with in the past. I did all 3 of their scrimmages, which is really weird, but I did all 3 scrimmages, and they were having trouble scoring.
Everybody.
But 4-1 is pretty
Solid.
significant because Cox is a very well-rounded team. In fact, Mary and I talked about the top 10 last week. We really thought Cox was better. And, maybe they just had a bad game. I don't know. But they played, NA lost to the Hill School pretty significantly, and Cox tied them 2-2.
Yes.
And Mary and I watched both those games.
Yeah, I am impressed with Cox. I think they just got to settle into the season, and I think we'll see them finish pretty strong.
Yeah, and they are, from what Taylor said, they are really young. Like they have 1 senior.
and everybody can see that senior. She stands out a little bit.
What? I don't really know which one she is.
Well, now it just left my head. I don't know.
Do you know a position?
Mid. I want to say it's in the midfield, mid to back. She kind of switched around a little bit.
Okay, I'll reach out to Taylor and ask her.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll take a break to hear from our good friends from Tiki Shack and the Vault and El Giardino, and welcome back.
Cova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit covapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
At Atomic Wings, we prioritize real chicken with fresh, all-natural, never-frozen ingredients, all packed with serious flavor. Order from over 15 awesome flavors at atomicwings.com.
The town story for me is really about connecting with our members in a way that's different from the other banks. What's consistently found at Town Bank? It's a company built on employees that really want to help make a difference in people's lives. From day one, this company was built on a culture of caring. A foundation has not changed. We're still built on caring and helping others.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
Cox tomorrow.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
You guys all ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Welcome back to Hockey Off the Turf with me, Beanie, and my co-host, Teresa Platt. Last week in our episode, we asked coaches to reach out to us and texted myself and Mary certain things they wanted us to talk about. And I had one coach reach out to me about how to educate parents, kids, and coaches on how to treat officials, which I thought was very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. And she actually said overall her parents have been pretty good, but she's noticed it from other schools that she plays.
Okay.
A few points I have, and this is going, like you, from coaching
Yep.
To officiating. Officiating is very difficult. It's really hard to see everything. That's the biggest reason we mic up, is so we can help each other to call a game a fair game.
Yes.
And do the best we can. Hockey is a difficult game, I think, to officiate because there are so many rules, and the rules are ever changing. I actually wish they would go back to when we coached. Actually, probably like not the last 3 or 4 years, but we had to take the rules test. and I don't think that's a thing anymore, is it?
No, it is not a thing for coaches. They just have to watch the clinic, which explains some of the new rule changes, and that's about it.
Okay. And I have noticed, even as a coach, when I would hear other coaches saying things, that I was just telling Kayla this, I'm like, that's not a rule anymore. Like, how do we not know the rules? So maybe we need to go back and, I don't know, somehow re-educate the coaches, because there's so many rule changes, not every year, but there's so many rule changes. Like the corner one, a setting run on corners now.
Yes.
When my first couple of games, I'm telling the kids that, and they're like, what do you mean? Like, they didn't know it, and the reason they didn't know it is because their coaches didn't know it. Okay,
Correct.
so as a parent of a hockey player, I would say, first of all, as a parent, it's not helpful to shout out instructions to your player on the field. They are not listening to you. And it's actually a little embarrassing when you yell at the official for your player.
Correct.
I was doing a game last year, and one of the girls turned to her parent in the stands like, shut the up. And I'm like,
I've had that too.
yeah.
At a state game.
Oh.
The girl was like, oh my God, that's my dad. And the other girls were like, oh my gosh, that is so funny. And there she's like, I'm sorry.
I had a player I coached whose dad was quite ugly, and towards her, like just you can't get that, whatever she wasn't doing right, and she would come off the field almost in tears. Like it's just not helpful.
It's
number one.
not. And
And then the rules, which is interesting. So a few things. First of all, advancing. When the ball hits a foot, it's not always a whistle.
correct.
You want to explain that?
Absolutely. Basically, especially for advancing, what we're looking for, because we do not want to blow the whistle. We want the flow of the game to go, and we want it to be safe. So, we're looking at who gains possession of the ball after it hits a foot, right? So, if it hits the other team's foot, but it bounces back and you got it, we're letting it go.
Right.
But don't you love how all the parents tell us that it was a foot? And they are pointing the direction that they think. And they also tell us, when they don't think it's a foot too. But honestly, we are holding, and we sometimes hold 2 or 3 seconds after the foot foul to see if that person still got the advantage, but she has a girl on her, then we'll blow it and still give it to that girl.
Right.
Just to kind of give her the advantage of the foot foul. But yeah, they just don't, it's like traveling a basketball. I mean, I guess it's just like, they've got to, you've got to see it. It's got to happen, and especially with field hockey, we can hold the whistle to see the advantage. Whereas basketball, you're going to call it real quick.
Yeah. Actually, we had Lee Tolliver on last time. He actually talked about that, how when he first started doing the paper, he said that whistle was blown all the time. Now he can really see, not really the last time he's been to a game, but he can really see where people are trying to hold advantage. Another, we hold advantage in a circle. Like say it hits a foot and it goes right back on your stick, and then you score. Like, do you want the corner or do you want the goal?
Absolutely. And I feel like sometimes I've got the assist because I've held so long and the ball goes in the goal, and I've had players that have stopped and waited for me. And as officials, you will hear us. We're going to say play on, or you're going to see our arm go up, meaning we see the foul. Give us a second and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Third man. What are your thoughts on third man?
Third man.
I'm seeing it more and more this year.
So am I. And I have actually called it more. So there's 2 different types of third man. Well, there's one almost like a basketball pick.
Yeah.
Where the girl just doesn't move and she's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the third man where they're actually moving. So you have first player on the ball gets behind her, and her teammate quickly comes in and can grab that. You also have the running third man, where I've had players run in front of their players and block another girl from ever.
That's what I'm seeing mostly.
That's what I'm seeing. So they're making a cut in front of their own player, and then it blocks a girl from attempting to play the ball.
But when you make the call, I mean, you can say what it is or whatever, but they really don't know what they're doing wrong. That's where I'm thinking there's a breakdown in not really knowing the rules or the coaching.
And the coaching, they may not give them even that situation at practice.
Right.
So it's going to be a game kind of situation. So when we do show the call, you would hope the coaches kind of figure it out.
Right.
And kind of explain it.
You know what else is interesting to me? I didn't even have this down, but when let's say a white team's playing the black team, and white, it's a long hit for white, and you give the arm movement for it, and they turn around and literally stare at you.
They don't know what it is.
White, it's you're screaming it,
Yes.
and they don't know. And then they don't know to put it on the 25.
Correct.
There are some teams that though don't even have to see your arm movement, and they know exactly what they're doing.
Oh, they're
Not
doing
many.
it. They're doing it before they even pick the ball up before we could probably get our arms and they're moving.
Right.
So
When is a stroke called?
I'm going to say there's two instances. One, the ball's going into the goal and it's within the frame of the goal and it's definitely rolling in and it hits a body part.
Okay.
It could be even skimming off a
Yeah.
foot, and most of the girls don't even feel that.
Right.
So it's our visual. And then it's a blatant breakdown foul, like a takeout.
Yeah.
On a 1v1, either by the goalie or a defender. A breakdown foul would be they broke down the play. They did it on purpose. Within that circle, I would say.
Yeah.
Is
I've
another
called more
stroke.
strokes so far this year
Correct. Me too.
than I've ever called.
I've done it very rarely. Let's put
I
it that
enjoy
way.
calling it though.
It's fun. It's a thrill. It is a thrill because that girl's disadvantaged. That the ball was going to go in, or it could have definitely go in.
Right.
And the hardest thing is though, and which is especially with umpires, is relying on your partner, because once the ball's on the far side
Yeah.
and that goalie turns, sometimes it's a little difficult for us to see, and we're mic'd up like you said earlier, which is an advantage to have my partner give me information as well.
Right. Something else I'm noticing from all officials is like you call a corner and then your partner's talking to you like, no, I think that was a breakdown foul. It should have been a stroke, and you can actually call a timeout and go talk about it and talk it through it. When I coached, I rarely saw that.
Correct. I don't ever remember that either.
But I feel like now, I mean, I'm doing it a lot, or my partner's doing it a lot. And it really is to get the call right.
Get it right.
I called a middle school last year. I called a stroke on Plaza, and they were playing Princess Anne, and I was with my partner. Lane's like, I don't think that was a stroke. I'm like, okay, the goalie was here, the one defender was behind her, and there's the cage. It hit the defender's foot, and she's like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm positive it hit her foot. She's been there's a stroke. So we were able to talk through it because she's like, no, the goalie was there. I'm like, but from her angle, she couldn't see it.
Angles are huge. I mean, we literally, sometimes I'm stepping in and looking over top of the goalie. I
Yeah.
am literally 3 feet away from the ball almost the entire time when it's below the stroke mark. So our angles are so much better than the coaches and parents.
What was difficult for you going from coaching to officiating?
The most difficult thing was carding. 'Cause
Really?
as a coach, I didn't want it. I know how hard it is to get a card for your player, and
Yeah.
it's been very difficult. Not now. I've gotten pretty good at it, but I was struggling to pull the card out of my pocket because I kind of wanted to give her a second chance or a third chance.
Right.
Now I'm like, no, that's good enough. You should know the rules, and that's not good play. We're
Right.
dangerous, and it's mostly it's unfair or you've done it dangerous.
I also though like depending on the level of play. I mean, there's some teams that are doing like hacking and things like that, but
Correct.
they just don't know any better. So you kind of have to know the teams that
Are
know
less,
better.
yes, that are skilled, and then you got the teams that are still working on their skill.
right, or the 5-yard rule. That's a tough one.
It's and the parents know that rule.
Mm-hmm.
They will tell it to me before I've even recognized or looked at the circle that they're not 5, and then their team gets that ball all the way down the field, and I'm like, because we have
Right.
we have the advantage of saying they're not 5, but let's see if that ball can get momentum for that team. If they don't, if they get stuck right there and the girl wasn't 5, we'll call it. But sometimes we do hold on for like 2 to 3 or 4 seconds if that ball is still down the field.
Right.
active.
I did a game with Scotty, and we were talking about that, and the girl was in 5 yards, but the girl got. I mean, do you want me to pull it back? You're already
You-
now in the circle.
Yeah, we'll bring it back 50 yards.
Yeah.
Coach, you want that? I've even said, I was like, Coach, do you want that 5 now? And they're like, no.
So, what advice would you give to coaches about how to handle it?
Oh my gosh. Can I tell you when I started officiating, and I was still coaching varsity in a very competitive district. I was doing club level, but I stopped running my mouth. I stopped talking.
You know what? I do remember you doing club when you were
I
still
did. I
coaching.
did club for I've done club for like 10 years,
Really?
traveling. Yes, and well, there was nothing else, and it was fun. And my friends, a couple of my friends were doing it, so I was like,
Yeah.
well, let me do that. When I would come back to the season, I did not run. I mean, not that I ran my mouth, talked to the officials.
I don't think
and
you did.
It was more of got a better angle. Have to see it. Now, if I saw something, very a breakdown or nasty, yeah, then I might say something. But I would say it to the official that's standing by. Can you double check that call?
Right.
But I sat back and I coached my girls. That was my job, and we all have to realize that they have their job.
Yeah.
We cannot tell them to do we can't tell officials to do their job when I was coaching.
Right.
That's what I realized, and I was like, oh my gosh, they get paid. They got to do their job. They're human. They're going to make
It's hard.
mistakes. It's hard.
It
You're
is
right.
hard.
Rules have changed. The level of play has changed, and I just needed to make sure my girls were okay. I couldn't worry about the making a good call, bad call. Call I wanted, they're not going to give it to me. Even if
Right.
I yell at them, they're still not going to change their mind.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Nope.
Parents, kid, or
Nope.
coach, they don't. I mean, they blow the whistle. It's going this way. It's not going to change their mind because you're yelling at them. I'm so glad now that I was never a yeller at the officials because it's.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't, and I mean, I would talk to my girls, but
Yes.
I remember I would kind of do the same thing you did. I'm like, hey, Yogi, can you? Did that hit her foot? Is that why it was a corner? Like I just didn't see it.
Correct.
And she would ask whoever, and she's like, yeah, it hit her foot or instruction or whatever.
Yeah. Clarification of the rules. Be all I did once I was coaching.
I don't remember you being a big yeller or playing you. I remember you talking a lot, but I don't remember you yelling at the
I
officials.
talked because my girls needed all the help they could get. It was fun. It was exciting.
Yeah.
Coach.
What about one thing drives me crazy with players is hands up in the air.
Oh my gosh.
That used to be a rule of mine at FC. Like none of my girls did it. I tell you, I think Haley was the only player at Duke who never raised her hands. Like they all,
That's
at collegiate level,
crazy.
they all do it.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Raising their hand, but that also isn't going to make me pretend like I saw a foot.
Correct.
It's coming out, What about for kids? What would you say?
I would say, well, when they raise their hand, I mean, they're not playing the ball.
Right.
So I've let it kind of go to advantage. And I actually told them, I can't call your hands not on the play. You're not playing the ball.
Right.
So you're going to raise your hand at me. Are they waving at me? And that is also a distraction. If they're not on ball and they raise their hand, sometimes the peripheral vision kind of takes my eye off the ball for a second.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's not worth it. I might be holding for. I mean, you've probably been holding for a call, and if they're going to raise their hand, we've already given the advantage.
Right.
They just need to play. Get more of an advantage.
Have you, as a coach, did you ever see you had to discipline one of your
Oh, all the time. Not all the time. Let me take that back. I'll walk that back a little bit. I have pulled them off the field, whether they've said something to the official, but I didn't like raising the hand.
Yeah.
I don't think my girls really were as skilled and at a level where they thought they knew all the rules. So, correct. I would sometimes have to. I've pulled a couple of my players off. That
I
thought
remember
they
one
knew.
girl I pulled. She said a cuss word. One of the officials. It was bad, and fortunately she only got a yellow card.
No.
And she was sitting down, and I didn't hear what she said at the time. And one of the official came over and told me what she said, and I looked at her, and she's like, "Sorry," but not in her defense, but a lot of it is truly reaction. I mean, it
Yes,
was,
in the moment.
yeah.
Absolutely.
But she learned. She didn't go back in that whole game. She sat down for 5 minutes, and I subbed whoever in for. I can't remember now, but she didn't go back in. And it was pretty bad. Like what she said. I mean, I
Oh.
couldn't believe it. Like this is not the first time you said that word.
And yeah, so I mean, I think we're in the same mindset. It's just play the game.
Yeah. What about, so parents obviously get very involved. I actually think the last 4 or 5 years. It's been the club level, the high school, all levels. Middle school game, where I did the stroke. I had one family, like 20 of them on that side, and I was on the coach's side. And every time they saw a foot or something, 20 of them, hands going up and yelling the call.
Oh,
and
my
I was
goodness.
with Elena. And she was like, "What in the world?" I'm like, I'm giving the call. I don't need the owner. I don't need it. I got it. But I think it's gotten, I don't know if it's gotten worse or maybe I'm noticing it more because I'm officiating and not coaching, but I've had a couple of parents when I was at FC, maybe, honestly, not many, 2, maybe 3, that were just not good on the sideline.
Correct.
And they weren't mostly just yelling at their own kid or yelling at the officials, which until I became an official, I didn't realize how hurtful that was. I mean, that's why we're struggling to get officials. There's one official on the other side of the water and one official that was here that stopped officiating because coaches talking badly.
We have tools in our pockets.
Yeah.
And that's tough, but yeah, no, officials have, especially the younger ones,
Yeah.
have walked away, stepped away
Oh, yeah.
because of.
Yeah. What advice would you give to parents?
Well, I think I'm in your boat. I've had a couple parents at Tallwood, and I've walked over and told them, "This is how it's going to be. Do not yell at the officials. Don't yell at your kids."
Mm-hmm.
It's like what you're saying and what I'm saying is going to be different. So, do they have a relation? Does coaches have a relationship with their parents? Have they gone over to the sideline before a game and said, "Hey, everybody, thanks for coming. We're not talking to you. Don't talk."
Right.
If they've done that, then you're going to see a better fan base, parent base, I think. But I would give to parents. Had parents, my parents watched me play. I remember them, and your daughter is doing what their coach is saying. You don't know the rules like your daughter does, or your coach does, or the umpires. You just need to enjoy the game.
Right.
Enjoy the moment of her playing. Just cheer.
I actually said
Good
this
plays.
last week on the podcast, but I was telling Kayla today that Jeff has been coming to my games since Haley was just watching.
Yeah.
Okay. At Maury, then at FC, watching her play. Still doesn't know the rules. He thinks he does. He thinks he knows them.
Yep.
And we'll get home from a game when she was in high school, and we would start talking about it. He said, "How come you didn't?" Da, da, da. I was like, "You don't know the rules." I mean, it's just, he knows some of them, sure, but even like what's changed since Haley's left.
Yes, it's been a lot.
And not that he would even he hasn't been to a game since she left. In fact, when I bring up, "Hey, Duke is ranked," in here. I'm like, "Oh, okay,
All right."
But
Yeah.
they don't, and he's been around it for a long time, not just 4 years in high school.
Yes.
Like parents, just if you don't coach it, and also not just that, but people who have played, when we played, if they stop officiating or never coached, the game has blown by you.
Oh, it's changed.
Yeah, yeah.
College.
Oh,
So, but I really think there is an opportunity for parents to step into a role of officiating if they are ever interested. I mean,
yeah,
if they feel they've got experience, or maybe their daughters are playing club and they're always traveling to these tournaments, they can start officiating while it's there. And that will be,
I wish I did that.
that would be significant, because I've had dads at tournaments start officiating because their daughters play all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And they said there's newfound respect for officiating. And they were like, "Yeah, we've people on the sidelines."
I got Regina Dixon and Krista Booth. His
Yeah.
daughters played for me. They both played in high school, but that was it. And they're Regina's not officiating now because she's got to get a hip replacement. But Krista's officiating. She does 3-4 games a week. Pretty good. And she does know the game, but she's also not one. She doesn't shy away from asking questions or trying to get better,
That's
which is
important.
nice. Who was the person you brought out here from? I think her kid played at Tallwood. She's a mom.
Yeah, she's just starting off. She played soccer. Her daughter played soccer, but she played back. She had played hockey. So her daughter had graduated, so now she's kind of like wants to step in, and she loved the game.
Yeah.
She didn't forget the game, but her years in life took her to the soccer realm, and she was like, "Yeah, might as well. Could I start doing something? Absolutely. It's going to take you a little bit."
Yeah.
I've only been doing umpiring 3 years for year round. This is my third year of year round.
Me too.
Summer, winter, spring, fall, and I feel like typical junior in high school. I'm good, but I'm still going to miss some things, and I I I I mean, I'm working hard and trying to improve
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
every
Yeah.
day.
I do feel like for us though, it was probably a little bit easier transition only because we coached
Correct.
and we did know the game.
Ah.
My biggest thing when I first started was positioning, but Yogi took me quickly through it, and then you just kind of, you know,
Play around with it.
yeah.
Between grass and turf, that's where some officials either caught up. Grass is slower.
We are the only sport that plays on 3 different surfaces.
Yes.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Do you have anything else rules wise you want to talk about?
No, I mean, I think advancing third man and when a stroke is called are one of the most, besides the 5, but
Yeah.
most umpires have.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. That's it for this episode.
Thank you.
Fun.